The sins we've committed and the sadness we've caused. No matter how far
Too late,
we run,
Rocky, he
our
did.
past remains as ever present as the moon in the sky.
I'm the judge in this court.
That's a weird looking sun.
Bad boys, the Majora's Moon. It looms in wait, the day when we are forced to face it. Only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. Dragon yet again missing out on the openings.
A shame.
He took Athena away from the courtroom, straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. Now, Apollo has gone off in his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit for the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. It's even quieter in here than usual. Yeah, it seems so empty too. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was. At least, based on what we know. But now Athena is the one who's being accused. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. The lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved that the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. She was subsequently arrested for the murder. Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Oh, where is the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't be just sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. Thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial's tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I'd better get it out there and find evidence. Off we go then. We're on a hunt for evidence that prove Athena's innocence. Great. But before we go, I better tidy up the evidence I have on hand.
Yeah, we're continuing on from where we were in the last case.
Yep, so final case part 2. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. Patricia's right. The thing to start off with is talking to people at the space center. Alrighty then. Wait. Before we do anything. Oh yeah. I still can't believe Apollo's really left us. It was so sudden. Maybe he got tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks. I don't think it's your fault, Tracy. But I made him clean the toilet a lot. I made him go bringing in the newspaper. It was my fault. I just know it. Oh, Apollo. I really don't think it was your fault, Tracy. But I didn't realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either. Oh no. How could they suspect Athena? It's just so ridiculous. It must be some kind of conspiracy. A conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure. Oh yes, I forgot. Hello, Sean. Hello, Rocky. Hello, I guess Nubs was here. I don't know, I forgot. Doesn't talk a lot, so I forget. First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center. Then we have to chase down the person who framed her. We sneak around the world from Kiev to Carolina. The fuzz hot on our tails.
Carolina.
Carolina, whatever. Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of the movie you watched the other day? There's Nubs. Don't look so glum. Maybe make yourself present. Oh, but what do you want, Mo? Well, don't start now. Oh, Director Cosmos, do you have a minute?
Ugh. Galactic scooter, full speed ahead!
Guess not.
Oh, Director! He scooted away. His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today.
Maybe, Nubby, but at least we have a life.
Well, I guess the boarding lounge then. We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yeah,
Still wearing
and I
that
came
fucking
straight here.
suit.
This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You're giving me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes. He saw Athena? I was at a loss for words. I don't know what to say to the poor girl. I came home from work to watch this. Maybe I'll start being late and miss after then. I'll try being the next You wouldn't even dare, Sunshine. Otherwise, that's it. Your streak ends. And then, you know what? She flashed
Just
a
lost.
peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now, you can go back into space someday. Yeah, that does sound like Athena. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet she went out of her way to be so nice and give me that big smile. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. There's no question about it. That girl was innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then you can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. We can't have a part 3 to this. Alright, Mr. Starbuck.
We
I'm
could,
going to
but
give
it'd
her
just
the
be
very
funny.
best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted. Just like I did for you. I know she'd be alright with you in her corner. I know you never give up on her. Apollo has a fine boss to look up to. I want to go in that chair in the back. Of course you do. Still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. We could have made
Shit,
the
so
director
would I.
Cosmos do such a thing.
I'd be
I haven't the
screaming in
foggiest
excitement
idea.
the entire time.
But there never was going to be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. Wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. I guess that's about how it goes when you're worth less than space debris. Is he going to be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Well, that's just how he is.
He's the next Larry Butts, you know.
Oh, Nubby, Timby, you mean... Wee! Mr. Starbuck,
Well,
do you
you know,
remember
at least
anything
this
about
guy
the
is,
murder?
at least this guy is actually, you know, a decent
Competent?
person, with somewhat competent, yeah.
Not
But then
really.
again, that's the same with pretty much every character in Phoenix Wright
I only
games.
saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a .10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Just as I thought. Culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck? I can't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? You could tell me. Could you tell if the person was male, female, tall, or short? I can't even tell you that much, man. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. Door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened this door here as much as as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except right now the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure. Just let me have my print scanned here. Did the launch pad? Do the launch pads get switched and fall a lot? Oh my god, Discord! Why have you not put streamer mode on for? Turn on, Jesus Christ! Like when I'm streaming, everyone has to spam me now. Christ, no one fucking loves me throughout the whole day, and then like, oh wait, Benny's a thing. All right, I'm gonna talk to him. Well, we're back when.
Oh,
well,
bullshit.
back when the
We all
Space
know you
Museum was
exist
Launchpad
even
2.
before you stream.
Yeah, and when I stop streaming, I get to them. They never respond. They used to switch to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is the only one that as a tourist attraction, right? Right, because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. I'm sure are tough. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around.
So what else is he gonna do?
The fuck was
There's
that leaf?
something interesting.
Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are
Just
doing here.
straight out the gate, okay.
Maybe they were stuck at the bottom of somebody's shoe? There are a lot of trees around the Space Center. Yeah, out back. She's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know. They were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoe. Wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. What you give me babs for, Rocky? You don't know? I'm not kidding. During the day, everyone's quiet. And as soon as I stream,
You've been
I'm
a
not kidding.
depressed mob lately.
Soon as I'm not kidding, but as soon as we reach to the stream schedule, but it's not on a stream day, Still no one talks. But when I start streaming, someone talks to me on Facebook, then Discord, then like, bruh, like, fuck off. Like, can you like wait? And then when I do come and talk, gone, dead.
Then they already decided to do something else.
Yeah, and then they don't want to.
You know, like a normal person would do.
Bull. Maybe there's
Excuse
some
me?
kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way. I know everything is set up like a magician stage, you know. Go and do a raspberry to make Rocky happy. Go on, Timby. Timby!
I'm not the one upsetting Rocky. That would be you. Because you're being mean to yourself again.
So this is one of the. Well, thanks, Sean. I kind of thanks for the reminder that you're not in high school. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yeah, but this is one doesn't require any fingerprints verification. You just hit the button and open sesame.
That was Starbuck.
Oh. All right. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't know to show your prints either. Well, that's right, Tracy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. And they escaped back to the Space Center Museum corridor into Border Lounge 2. Okay, cool. Plus, I wouldn't call it their work when they're somehow on Steam playing a game. I don't... Can they do that? I work at Walmart, but I somehow can still play Gary's mod. Unless they're playing it for a phone. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. Imagine this corridor was built exactly like Launchpad 1 corridor. Well, I guess that's all of it then.
Here's the wrench who's sullied in my good name. Reverse course and full speed away!
You're at the Cosmos, wait. Oh, he's gone. I handled this, Daddy. Take that!
Yeah! The mobility system has been compromised!
Mobility
Trucy's
system.
knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires.
Damn.
And the streak continues. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on her tricks and what she's been practicing.
My
It
dear
has nothing to
battleship,
do with it.
we fought many a skirmish together. It's been an honor.
Daddy, he's going to blow that thing up. Nah, I bet that's all. I bet all that button would do is make it go haywire again. Wait, there's a button that makes it spin around like crazy?
Very well, I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expected to be treated honorably.
Director Cosmos, when you were talking in the court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in the blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner...
Look, dude.
Oh.
Just fix the tire.
Joy. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I have to undo his psych locks if I want to get to the bottom of this.
At least he's saying it to himself this time.
Take that!
Great. Now Nubs is fucking sending me shit. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the 2 launch pads.
I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone.
I hope I
Okay.
never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see, where to start. This is how you explained your motive to switch on launch pads. You did to save the astronauts, obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion.
My astronauts were ready to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose that he had them board a fake rocket without them noticing?
I agree, you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out that the instant they stepped into the Space Museum, you figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication. But, without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off.
The victim.
Yeah.
Take that!
You must have got Mr. Turan to help you. You stole the
I'll take that
tranquilizers
as a
from
yes.
his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum.
Someone please! He's half this prisoner of war!
How is he able to spin
I'm
around like
surprised
that?
this. Yeah. Like, that's a common gimmick with those things, but
He
I'm
really
just.
wanted to save the
I'm
astronauts'
just
lives.
impressed.
Shouldn't you have just called off the launch?
If you could have done that, do you think I would have been able to go through all that trouble?
Guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to just switch the pads in the advance of the bombing incident?
Well, that's because... I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure the astronauts' safety.
But it was just a warning. It could have even been a prank. Why did you believe in it so completely?
Oh, yes, a bombing threat's
Because-
definitely a prank.
Well, yeah, YouTubers do
Because
it.
I went to one of those mediums that everyone keeps talking about these days.
Oh? I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. I don't know. Was that right?
Yeah.
Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see?
AKA a regular old telephone.
It's been a while. No playing a little long. I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror when I felt when I received that call.
The bomber said it's been a while? And that was enough to make you take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Maybe the culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. Yeah, that one. The Hat One miracle, that epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
Yeah! Didn't anyone
I'm
tell you to go
surprised they
easy
can
on an
still do that with the
ex-serviceman?
flat tire.
Hey, you can still move with a flat tire. It's just gonna damage the rims. Yes, the hard one, Miracle. We will a desperate battle against an active sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sabotage, murder. But this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One Miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and the case had been closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago? Must be the person Director Cosmos thought it was the culprit.
Simon Blackwell.
Simon of all blazes. Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought he committed both crimes? But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that you were shaken, it meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
How do you keep saying straight through me? Has anyone got a sick bucket? I need to go from
Oh,
both
dear.
ends.
The reason why
Just
Director
have him sit
Cosmos
back
won't
here
talk
and
about
cry.
why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat One Miracle. The sabotage and the murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding.
You really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads?
Duh!
Oh yeah, apparently TikTok's gonna be banned.
Oh, again?
Yeah, this time the bill has actually been set.
A train gave you the head pat.
Oh, thank you. What the hell's... Oh, Dragon's gonna miss out again.
We'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago.
7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat One Miracle?
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered the outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
Dun dun dun!
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very, very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of our staff members was murdered.
Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism. Oh, there's Dragon.
All that, in spite of the living in the Space Center having a very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going.
Dragon, no scaring the Rocky away with the tack pigeon.
You couldn't even smuggle away that old leave through those checkpoints.
So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but what that person is. Put it simply, a spy.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions? And always gets the girl? Someone's watching way too many late night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material, It's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all.
I will say I look at that little pose that Trucy has now, and you know, I kind of look at it and think surely her hat should be on the rim of her hat, not basically just like hold just not against it, you know? It looks
Yeah.
better when it's holding the rim, not against the rim.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between the nations in space, in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch, warning us of sabotage.
How's things been? Oh, again, mild and shit and gloomy. The same MO as this time.
Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught. But it looks like I was wrong.
Rescue Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing?
He doesn't seem very stealthy to
But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy.
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation.
They did indeed. And then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
And that was the Hat 1 miracle, wasn't it? And 7 years later, the same MO, advance warning of sabotage. Must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That's what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it?
That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?"
Dun dun dun.
I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists! We must proceed for our country's honor! It was quite a moving speech, actually.
Moving? Really? Maybe you're easily inspired by political talking points.
But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant the danger was very, very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged the moving and rescue scene.
I feel like he was on Yamato before it sank.
First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched the launch pads. That way, the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then I put a close repair sign at the door or to launch pad 1 in boarding lounge 2.
You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do?
I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Terran.
But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it?
He'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well until...
Clay's murder, huh?
After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. But after all that effort, Terran is dead, and the Had 2 is destroyed. And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in the blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Station is done for!
Wait, what did he mean by the Hope capsule was lost in that blast? I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Turan. It had just been brought back to the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. What kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time, even since they just came back like the day before Terran's murder. The capsules were being held in a safe in Launch Pad 1. But I gave it to Terran before the incident, so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that, with it safely in Terran's possession, it could make it look like he rescued it during the stage miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost to that explosion anyway.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The launch pad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence, and it was blown to smithereens.
Yeah.
You okay, Vanny?
I think he's a bit salty about that controller having issues.
There we go. Yeah, alright, cool. Back on. Oh, great. Now, oh my god, now we have a red bar. Great. Wonderful. I want to get off this fucking internet. Hold on, let me just... Yeah, I'm fine. Just hold on a sec. Let me just... Oh, 4 fucking bloody kilobytes and you still can't fucking run? What with you, you stupid internet? I can't handle myself, a storm's brewing. Okay. Alright, we're good, alright. Yeah, another casualty of that blast.
Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads.
What? How?
The police found a wiretapping device during the investigation today.
Wiretapping? Wow, isn't this like case 2 of the goddamn first game?
A bug aboard my battleship has tackled my advanced communications system. Once again, just a phone.
I'm having with internet too. Why on that phone?
Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launch pad switch. Few selected members who knew about the plan. It was just before the incident, and staff members were coming in and out of launch pad 1. Corporal probably slipped in with them amid the confusion and planted the bomb then.
Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. Do you really think the same spies behind this incident than the one 7 years ago?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
And this spy must be the Phantom Prosecutor Blackwell's been chasing. What Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center too.
Okay, sorry about that.
So if
No
we can
worries, I
find
had
this
a
Phantom,
voice in the same room, so I'm assuming your dad needed you or something.
Yeah, well, it was my dad, and long story short,
this is gonna be a long story.
the pharmacy he was going to said that his insurance wouldn't pay for his insulin,
Oh,
which
wonderful.
would have been $1,300 for his insulin. There's no fucking way he can pay that. Well, out of this long roundabout way, after going to the hospital, it turns out the pharmacist that was dealing with the shit kept putting in the wrong code, specifying that this is for a diabetic. So now he has to go all the way back to Fairfield to get his insulin.
All because someone screwed up.
Yeah, they kept putting in the wrong code. Say like it's 1234. They just put in like 1342 or some stupid shit.
That's right. We can clear Athena's name.
Then the
Yes.
pharmacy called him back and said that they figured it out. It's like, no,
You go quiet.
the hospital figured it out.
You go quiet, and then you're carrying on. And then there's a matter of Prosecutor Blackwell too. What about him? Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person in this as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though. I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going to go on a ghost hunt, count me in.
Sounds like me.
It's all over for me. Spin, spin, whirl, whirl, I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is due.
You think he's gonna be alright, Daddy? At least he being in a good company. There must be planets out there you can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission too.
If you want to learn more, start with the space station.
You mean museum? That's a bit different than station.
There's the Hat on exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me, all keeps being here as the cosmos unfolds.
Like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something. I'm sure he stopped once he gets dizzy. Let's go to the Space Museum.
Please help me. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of silly humor
boy.
I had there.
Yes.
Let's see, where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? There, that's the Hat 1 exhibit. Oh wow! Look at that photo of the team. There's Clay, Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Everyone looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
He's happy in his own way.
Let's check out the newspaper article too. Oh god, those scary ass masks. Hat 1 launched imminent. There's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder of the sabotage. They really were keeping it secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. It must be the Hat 1's team's uniform jacket. The same design as the one Apollo was wearing. The one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica. What if it was Mr. Starbuck? Hello? Who said that? Oh, hi! Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here? I heard Fina got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here, at the scene. Oh, you must be worried. But rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. Fina's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. We were just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? She used to live here. When she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't. Oh, no wonder she knew so much. Oh, there we go, then that explains everything. Miss Woods, can you tell me more in detail?
If anybody hasn't put those pieces together.
By this point.
Fina's mum worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of
Especially
psychology.
with Widget and
Or
Ponko.
something like that. But why was a psychology specialist working at a space center a space research facility? I don't really know. But I do know what she lived and knew that she lived and worked here. So Fina lived here too. So it was far from Fina's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. A sad memory? Could you tell me more? Tell me about it? There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. At the same time frame as the Hat 1 launch. Fina's mum in the robotics lab. She was murdered. What? After it happened, Fina stopped coming to school. Poor Fina. And all this time, she never let on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. And so the first time you've seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case. But that's right. And I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person. So cheerful and happy.
Smiling through the pain.
Mm-hmm.
What was Athena like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. she never left the space center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd just get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. It must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. Huh. I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Fina couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitutions. Maybe that's why we became such good friends.
Prostitution.
Okay, constitution. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. Brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh, Daddy, show her that picture. Oh, I had a girl. Good idea. Oh. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me? Oh, look! There's Fina's mum. The woman on the far right. The one with kimono. That's Dr. Matisse Sykes. Fina's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I suspected.
But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered! Someone get me my paste.
So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean the crime Professor Blackwell... Professor Blackwell. Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of? Is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case. You know who's missing right now?
Who?
That fucking gator. There
Yeah,
is.
fuck him.
Well, thank you for your help, Miss Woods. And please try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you take good care of her. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through. Oh, the detention center first. Then we have to see Athena. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Wow, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer. Fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tonate. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident? He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying it was so incredible, I just had to come right here to hear more. Incredible? What was he saying? Why don't you hang around here and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? I'll give you my special permission. Well, here comes the bomber now. Oh, great. Is he going to wear a turban? Oh, never mind. He's still with that.
Excuse me?
You, what on earth have you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose.
Like I'd waste my breath on you. Oh, you got more. You got a new pair of goggles. After all, you're the one who's assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital.
Violence, no. Question, okay.
No violence? Well, too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine. Then let's just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom.
You know, it's actually funny that we get to see a reoccurring character from a freaking tutorial case.
I mean, it technically happened in the last case too.
I mean, yeah.
Well, the last game too, so, you know. When I killed Detective, there was another person in the room.
But what are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed.
What?
I don't know who it was. But they blew up. But that's who blew up the courtroom.
You expect us to buy that? Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any Cyclops. So I guess he must not be lying.
Pardon me. I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb.
And there you have it. You can't exactly ignore his claims, of course. So we're not. So we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they laid it all out, piece by piece.
Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them.
Uh-oh. Looks like his geek switch has been activated. Well,
Anybody else
I
knows
hope
the
you're ready for
Rock
Prosecutor
too?
Blackwell's special brand of questioning.
Anything but that.
I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes. You're going to see Athena now? Oh, that's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Bad timing. Looks like we have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. And after we came all this way, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy. Alright, sounds like a plan. How the fuck do they get to places? They don't have a car, I know that for a start.
I'm pretty sure
Taxi.
he cycles.
But how the fuck does Trucy get here?
For all we know, it could be a tandem bike.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. And where people were directed to evacuate via the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots. Daddy, look! Over there! Oh, hi.
They plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Aura Blackwell? Wonder what they're talking about. Well, come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time.
Brucey and Mr. Wright.
If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you need my permission if you want to do any snooping. Alright, fuck you. We're gonna ask now. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed. And they lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her. And I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? The princess, huh? I guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena is innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess is your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Apollo, how could you? What's wrong? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you, or should I say, former subordinate. Can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Phew, all this has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk. Mr. Taran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay? Mr. Taran? That's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo's possessed by Clay's ghost. Mr. Taran? How are your injuries? Mr. Taran? Mr. Taran, how are your injuries? Oh my god, this is getting creepy. I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her. And too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts? Yeah, right, and I'm a spirit medium. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want to talk? Or you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask him for return?
I'd like to hear about that incident too. It'd help me understand the current case better.
Huh? Apollo knows about that case too? Well, if you're the one who's asking, Apollo, come on, Hunger Junk, you tell the story. Oh, Miss Aura, that's private information. Yeah, if you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk.
Poor thing.
Ah, yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me! Wow, this robot turned into a liberal. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information! Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then. Yikes, better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Colonco. And then our hearts were created by the great genius Dr. Matei Sykes. Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing? Emotions are not irrational things. Our logical and hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companies created by Miss Aura and Matisse transcend humans. Ah! Matisse.
I like
Huh?
how
Just
all
glanced
she
over
has
at
to
her
do
desk.
to get him to shut up is just slap him real hard in the back of the head.
Nobody could continue Matisse's research. And she and her work were truly one of a kind. If anyone is watching and catches up, just be sure to refresh. And now the two navigation companies are all that left are of Matisse here on Earth. The robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? We built the ultimate creation together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling... Oh, shit.
I get the feeling think Dr. Psych loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you.
What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay? I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, hunger junk. Blanco is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain. And I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Matisse wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just
Peripherals.
So I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are the people looking into such an old case now anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes too. I'm sure you're aware of who Matisse's killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell. Or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now. But that's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it. It helps me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Matisse, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher/student relationship. He treated her more like a loyal samurai would treat his souvenir. Huh. Seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. Even got along well with that miserable little princess. What do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she's Matisse's daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now. So, the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? Well, that settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around in here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around. You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me your search warrant. Poor robot!
I thought they couldn't feel anything.
We're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out. Now. Polanco, show them out. Sally, Miss Aura. Ouch! Don't push! My apologies, I'm just following orders. Ah! Well, not only did we get out that lab, he threw us all the way out the fucking entrance. Why did it get shown out? Enough of that woman! What's with the horrible attitude? But it is past 2020, Trucy. They're a bit crazy now. I guess that's just how she is. And why was Apollo going along with her? Guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes.
Let's just ignore the fact that she is flirting with him.
I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. Oh god, hold on. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. Now I'm worried he's going to have all of me playing and playing Shadow the Hedgehog all day. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? I'm going to keep an eye on him. Well, I guess that's me in a way. I'm silly and dorky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, wait, Trucy, come back. She's gone. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright is probably still questioning Athena. I guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. Oh, you're alright. I'm like that. Alright, let's see what we got back here.
No, your size are more like Starbucks.
Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then, for a while after that, she was always by my side. Now I'm getting all sentimental. Must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What's the letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's... Alright, who says that?
Don't know.
Hey, Nick. It's been a
So
while.
weird.
Huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting. Yeah, and that drawing? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have been really something. Although weird as far as for the course with you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details. I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead, think of me as you watch the Still Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'd cheer you right up. Yours truly, Maya Fey. And good old Maya. As if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Wow, they can get a 3D model of her, so they just resort to the fucking illustrated one of her.
There they go, lazy.
Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not, she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I use on Cyclops. Maya's the one who gave it to me. But I wonder how this letter got here. Mr. Ah! And this Pearls! Oh, it's you,
Damn.
Pearls! Oh, she's all grown up! It's Pearly! How have you
Can't
been,
think
Mr.
she
Nick?
could have gotten any cuter.
She's still got those pretzel-looking hair. This is Pearl Fey, though I'll call her Pearls. She is Maya's cousin, who is also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've also known her since she was 8 years old. But Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen in the bonus. You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. I can't believe there was a big explosion here. The office doesn't look any different. She's even further off on the details than Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on. Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here before for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick. Well, what did you come here then? Did you read the postscript on the letter? Huh? There's more? Oh, yeah, here it is. P.S. I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. So Pearly said she would come and help you. Isn't she sweet? You better thank her. Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Thank you, girls. Pearls and Teresa are about the same age, I believe. Yeah, I think they are, actually.
No.
Oh, no, wait, no,
they're
actually,
not.
no, they're not.
Pearl was 8 years
No.
old. I'm pretty sure. Well,
Now that I'm
Maya
here,
was
I'm
at
going to
least
whip this place
in her
into
20s.
shape. Yeah, somewhere on there. You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all. I need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about this case. If the trial's still going on, there must be holding him down at the detention center. Okay, well, let's just keep going then. We got Pearly! And it's got that cute little theme going. Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. All this time and you haven't said a word. Even turn your hair grey. Oh, hi. Oh, God, Jesus. You look menacing from front! I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? Enough for today? Today all there is and when there's no tomorrow. When there's no tomorrow? What's she talking about? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down. All right, fine. I see you're just not going to listen, no matter what I say. I've had it. If that's the way you're going to be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care. Oh. Wow. I could cut the tension with a katana. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning. What? Oh, yeah, he did. You bounced back to business quick. Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was just the thing to do. But as a result, Sykes Dono was arrested. Was that the thing? Was that the just thing to do too?
Necessary evils.
Edward Scissorhands appears. Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do? Oh, don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocent. I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you. Right, Dono. This is blade-proof glass, right?
Why would he be allowed to have a blade?
Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking
Remember,
for
he's always got a blade in the courtroom.
You're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years ago,
Fair.
7 years past, aren't you? You villain. What did you hear about that? This glass is absolutely positively blade-proof, right? No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Oops. Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you? God, the guest is leaving. Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole Sykes Dono's mother away from her. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell. God, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you. Oh, there he goes. No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell! Now what we're going to do, now what we can do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about the old case? Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. The police called the incident the UR1 incident. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychological mentor. Kind of like if your red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you. I don't want to think about that one. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence as a verdict was reached very quickly. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Well, let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used the corridor, the murder scene at the time of the crime. The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Did you show me the footage? Oh, sorry. I don't have it with me right now. Oh, I guess I have to see it some other time. And what was the second piece of evidence? Oh, this one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. See? Wow, he doesn't even have his ponytail. See? There he is at the crime scene holding a bloody katana. And he almost looks like Joker without the mask. It was the victims kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture.
No.
Even though this whole thing is in Japanese, but just in the US. Wow. It'd be hard to explain this one away. Oh, who took this picture, detective? Oh, one of the developers. The incident happened the day before the Hat 1 launched. The reporter who had come to us, yeah. The reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he? Oh, yes, I now imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches.
What
did you just say?
Sentenced to death.
Execution date? What? Did I say something? Never mind me. You didn't hear a thing. Oh boy. So he was given the death sentence? Yes, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense in hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow. What? Tomorrow? Oh, wow. Miss Blackwell, don't you think there's enough for you today? Enough for today? Today all there is when there's no tomorrow. Oh, that's why she said that. What if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell will be executed tomorrow under a false charge. But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. I want to do something. I want to, but... You're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision? I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of a fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative. When he's about to execute for a crime he didn't commit. This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow. Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. What? DoorDash? Shit! Hit what? What's happening? You're gonna be kidding me! The food dropped? That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some kind of big show of it right now. Mr. Wright! The robots! The robots aren't... Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction. They're staging of revolt. The machines are rebelling against humans. They've holed themselves up in the space center and taken the visitors as hostage. They did what? Oh shit, she's in there.
Oh.
We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Riot police are here. And the robots are really holding up people hostage. Looks like... Look, Mr. Lawyer. What do you suppose the group of people are swarmed around? But I was trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. Do you want to talk like the man?
You robots have declared war on us humans! You've even taken hostages already!
Stay away from it. You never know what it'll do. But he's not a bad robot. Can you see he's trying to help me? I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you here on your own? Well, leave it to me. All right, people. What's going on here? Pearls, over here. Oh, Mr. Nick. There you are. I heard the terrible news and I got so worried. Well, thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself. I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy. Polanco seems the same as before. When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Error. Great. He's running on Windows Vista. This is the problem. Uh-oh. There's something wrong with him. Cat! It looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired.
Or shut down.
Yeah. What? Oh, God. Kolonko? Ah! Devil! Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over. The robots are rebelling? Everybody running!
And yet they haven't fucking noticed an obviously weird detail.
Rhino.
Is it all out war? It's the end of the world!
Fools! How could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely. What? But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey you, hostage number 1, come here. I'll let you talk to them. Huh? There's something being displayed on Kolonko's face screen. It's the Space Museum. Daddy, is that you? Tracy? Tracy, is that you? No. Tracy, are you alright? About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They've gone haywire. A researcher's on the bay, she's got... This girl talks too much. Tracy, talk to me. Oh boy. Why are you doing this? I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening. Bobby Fulbright here, I'm all ears. I want you to bring someone to me. Clayteran's murderer, Athena Sykes. Athena? Now, hold on just one moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that. So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then. No, wait. Oh, Mr. Lawyer. No, I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do, but promise you never hand Athena over, and you won't give up on hostages either. Of course I won't. Now I better go and contact headquarters. Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I have no idea yet. This hostage taker is... Oh god, next name. What's that? If you don't bring me that little princess, I have a hunk of junk kill all the hostages. Oh well, there we go. Now we know who it is. Princess? Hunk of junk? There's only one person this could be. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go and play with your dolls? Oh, is what? The bargaining chip is the Barbie doll, maybe? Well, even if you don't, I'll have plenty, you jerk. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena's not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they got her in detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Right, well, it's not Athena. It's someone else. All right, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is the real killer? I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case. It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just what exactly are you proposing? What can I do about 7 years old case to satisfy the hostage taker? Well,
Retry in court.
Yeah, retry. I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we can find out the truth. That's good, real good. Hey, detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready. What, 1 hour? Well, that's impossible. Please give me at least until tomorrow. If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. She will? And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. A hunger junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny, you got that? Now follow hunger junk. Right, please, make way. We're coming through. Mr. Nick, wait. I'll help you with the investigation. Thanks, pals. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. Laura dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long. Well, we can't really start the investigation yet, can we? And if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah! Oh, it's the hostage taker! I'm back to my usual self now. You're still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest?
I trust you've been well, Wright.
It's Edgeworth! Edgeworth! What are you doing here? This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor. But now, he still is. Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Well, he's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? You can play as him.
He's still technically prosecutor.
A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss?
So, what are you doing here, Edgeworth?
The captor chose me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case.
Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top.
I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you the rundown.
You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Well, thanks. I appreciate this. I could really use the help. The only thing different about him is wearing glasses.
No, I think his jacket's different as well.
Oh yeah,
'cause
his
he
jacket
usually
is a
had
bit
Yes.
different.
clothes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have it has the ruffles.
You can actually see the ruffles and the undercoat as well. I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist, Dr. Metis Sykes.
Yeah, Athena's mother.
7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes on them for you to see.
Oh my god. Oh, what a terrible way to die. This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. That fucking mask.
I also have the autopsy report for you.
And I will update it when I feel like it and dance on it too.
The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. I've repainted it with blood.
Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture. Even though we are in Japan.
The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch.
Yes, Director Cosmos mentioned this too.
A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time.
You know what? This case is like a fucking reunion. We got Pearls and now we got Edgeworth back. I hear this trial was over in a flash.
Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session.
Jesus.
Not only did he plead guilty, but there was a decisive evidence against him too.
Poor Blackwell. He was in court for a speed run. That's what he was. The security camera video. And a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive?
To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why.
That means he must still be hiding something.
Right. And there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public.
Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right?
Right! How on earth do you know about that?
What Director Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. Like the Smash Bros thing, but it's Ace Attorney. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets.
That's cute. That's adorable.
Oh, Pearls, don't change.
Oh, the innocence.
Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy.
Pearls and Andy will always be a cute friendship thing going.
They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy,
We can stay the execution.
it's a possibility. That's why I intended to help you in any way I can.
Well, thanks, Edgeworth. All I have to do is comb this room for evidence. And let's do it together. Alrighty.
That power plug, I guess.
What's this? Looks like a giant power plug.
It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station.
That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Wow, machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool. Our batteries run out and we lose consciousness? Yeah, we never know what Misora would do to us while we're down. While we're down, you see. Nothing motivates quite like fear. Huh. Yeah? Like North Korea, right?
There seems to be some kind of remote control at the bottom, I guess. Ah.
Already.
I would have thought that would have
Apple.
actually been something.
Excuse me?
Love you.
Damn right.
Let's see.
What's
What's
the
that?
battery-looking thing on the
This
floor?
big ass robot. This is one heck of a robot. There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I am the law! I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judge Tron. JT. Oh wait. Oh whatever.
I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet.
Oh, he's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either. Judge Dredd. Yeah, this was this is meant to be Judge Dredd, I suppose. I am the law. You are the log?
They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room.
It was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? But you can see the probe in this newspaper photo.
Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too.
A strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the photo. That's a moon rock.
Apparently.
When was the
I
moon
wonder
black
where
and yellow?
we've seen a sneak peek at that before.
Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen.
I hear there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of its civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. So the person who stole it, think it was our spy?
I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit.
Do you know what? Talking about moon rocks and shit, it gives me reminds me of Portal 2. Okay.
Maybe check the desk?
Yeah, let's check it. It's about as cluttered as my office. I think it's a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. See the cute little food processor?
Aww.
Aww.
That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body.
First on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? They were here to collect this capsule. Which reminds me.
So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Maybe crumpets as well. They are British. Apollo and Aura Blackwell? I wonder what they're talking about. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule?
Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag. But how did you know?
Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all.
So, Oh, he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? I would have thought
guess.
that.
Have you two met?
I would have thought that Edward would have had a bit more of a reaction, a different reaction to that than just neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Just,
who's this Apollo? Like, you know, he would have.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he would have known about Apollo because everything that happens in the courts always gets reported back to the chief prosecutors.
All right. Yeah. Wait, was he? Oh no, yeah, never mind. Apollo. Yeah, the Apollo game took place a year ago. We can change.
Might as well look at the actual scene where the body was found.
Well, we gotta look at this photo. Or his desk is a mess. Oh, it doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do... Matisse... Huh, you just glanced over at her desk. Yes, Mo, what do you want?
Attention.
Yeah, she always wants attention.
Exactly.
Momo! Wait, come here. I know, Momo! It's Matisse Sykes. Blanco, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. Huh. So he calls Dr. Sykes Mother, but Aura Blackwell, Miss Aura? Over the loss, she exhibited a severe oh my god.
Catechol. Catecholamine, I'm gonna go with.
Even if you don't know it, that's shocking. Imbalance. Oh, just something imbalance. Excuse me, but I have no
It's
idea
an
what that
imbalance in the
means.
brain. With a chemical in the
Pardon
brain.
me, searching for alternate expression. She would spend the nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her.
After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well.
That is correct. But without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Kolonko, huh? That murder destroyed so many lives.
Right. Take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research.
Kolonko and Kolonko. They're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. And determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuits or uniform jacket ID tag. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. Huh. A heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might even be more human than you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ouch!
It kind of sounds like these robots can do what Athena does.
It is good that these two just keep their usual amount of banter.
Yeah, they still have their banter. It looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too.
Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it.
There's a button here. Oh, I know. I tried pushing it. Balls! Don't touch that. Oopsie. Hey, it's moving. Making a robot.
It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. Like having, it's like Timber, she likes pressing buttons.
She
Huh?
likes pressing. She likes pressing your buttons because she likes seeing your reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never in an antagonistic way, just more in a fun.
No, she does it
your cute way.
antagonistic. No, she's a meanie. Oh look, it's a little robot. I wonder what it does. Cleaning maybe? The cleaning robot must follow a human's orders, as long as it causes no human harm. Yikes! It talks. The cleaning robot must keep desk clean without violating the preceding clause. However, Miss Aura says she prefers a moderate level of clutter on the desk. Oh, what is the purpose of my existence? I guess slack off and cut some corners aren't in his vocabulary bank. What, Mo? Oh, great. She wants to help. Hey! Give me back, chat. An emergency ladder. This must be the one that's used during the evacuation. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me. As Miss... Oh.
As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprit inside.
I wonder what would have been scarier. That or looking down. Well, I guess that's about it for this room.
So what do you think, Wright? Any ideas?
There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth? What? He did? Yep. He called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. Oh, really? You two kept contact even when you weren't
I
on?
mean, it would make sense.
So that's what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back. Yep. The Blackwell case.
Right. I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion.
Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? I haven't been one for a long time.
That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the Dark Age of the Law. Very soon, a convict will stand as prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him.
Oh, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. What? Playing piano?
Well, and also being a poker player. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details.
Hey, no need to apologize. Like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yes, for this reason I returned. I'm to bring it to an end. I'm going to end the Dark Age of the Law. That's why this... What was the point of that, Mo? She literally just walks under me, goes on my bed and goes back to the door again. What was the point in that? You want my attention, don't you? Well, you ain't getting it yet. I'm going to
Duh.
the end of the dark. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. The dark age of the law. It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrication of evidence than ever.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. And a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Wait, do you mean? That's right. He's talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's.
It was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those two cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and, before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it.
Yeah, Pearls is the ND in this series. Such a shame. Once suspicion forms, very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. So sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other. Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. Unlike what we do. You gonna settle down, Mo? No, guess not. Goes on my bed again, now jumps off and goes to the door. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. That sounds like some current groups right now. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many's a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even furrowed than the last time I saw him?
The hostage-taker's disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times.
It sure is.
Do you have any idea who the hostage-taker might be?
Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and can manipulate robots. Can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly?
Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess.
Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena.
The important thing is for you to solve the UR1 case and proves Blackwell's innocence.
Then maybe she'll release the hostages.
I'm counting on you, Wright, to set the prosecutor and those hostages free.
I'll be counting on you in court to help me too.
Of course. I'll do everything I can to help you uncover the truth. As this is an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox.
Oh, such an unorthodox! Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yeah, but I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena. She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center. So I'm still being watched, huh? Wow.
Creep.
I'll see you in court, Edgeworth.
Even if it is will be an undocumented trial, well, it'll be good to have a face you in court again.
Wow. It's gonna be like old times, isn't it?
Something like that.
She was right by my side only a few short hours ago. I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright. And Hurley too. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. And because you're my friend, I was worried about you. Oh, thanks, boss. I'm not the only one who's worried either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself, she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew much about the place. Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. That's alright, but there are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Right where the culprit fled to. That's not good. Never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. It must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pads have been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck in anyway. Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was Dr. Syke? Oh, okay. But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave? How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until noon of the next day. I didn't know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around. So I just went out into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy. So my memory still is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. During the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course, I'll believe her. But will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday when people travel to distant planets, their companies will be robots.
Companions.
Or companions. Mo, you stop it! So she said they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow! Robots that can understand people? I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work. She never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that. Dredging up all the old stuff. No need to apologize. Guess home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Woods said something about you always wearing headphones. She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her. It's part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hate them so much. She wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay. But let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject of her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only things my mother left me with a widget and this earring. Oh, it's beautiful. It's made a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. I better ask her a little bit more about her mother's research. Should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. All right, Mo. That's it. You impatient little shit, I swear. No. I swear. Yeah, I take it you heard the squeak.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Of course.
I swear to God, man. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Yeah, my mother made them when I grew up around them, you know? Oh, there's one of the cute little robots in this photo too. See, Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and round. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I don't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. It looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." But in the end, my mum just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made it move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mum did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It just looked like magic to me, what she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. Seems to have some good memories of it. On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the space center? Yes, a little. This person has even taken hostages? I guess I better spare her the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me? That means Prosecutor Brackwell might... Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So, wait, do you know him back then? Yes, he used to come visit my mum a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on legal cases. He was very kind and considerate and straight as an arrow. Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anyone else know I was talking about who I was talking about? She heard the voices of his heart? You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony. Charles is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was shaken and scared little girl. Small and infetical. Even if I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I'll stay closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. No, that's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I become a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that oh, here we go again. I realized
Psychology?
that I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's speciality when I studied it. I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Does it seem like Athena? It doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I wanted to fly out of here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during Bemis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. How could I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. He was? I wonder if he smiled, like he used to, back then. If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. Oh, got high.
And of course
I
it's
thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble. We are? What is it? Oh, I can't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. Oh no. This is an emergency. It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway. I've got that fucking phone. My phone. It's from and he hasn't even changed that ringtone.
Of course not.
I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No, wait. We still have a little more time. Besides, all of the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. Poor thing, she's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare hurt her. There has to be something I can do. The cruelest injustice is about to befall us. Oh, this can't be happening. Oh, Mystic Maya, help us. Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. There must be really something. Although weird as powers for the course with you. Courtroom. Blew up? That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all.
Of course.
Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her? Alright, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. Oh, we're gonna do it here. We
The
can hold it in
irony.
the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never thought I would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting I go get the place ready right away. I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? I'm not Simon it's not Simon you'd be defending. What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See you in that mounting of rubble you've been chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena? Of course. Why didn't it ever occur to me before? Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. Somebody else has to been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh,
They're
Jesus.
back again. No way. It can't be true. Miss Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black cyclocks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my.
What a
Black
cliffhanger.
cyclocks again. And you can't remove these things, man. Shit. Well then. Oh, Nubby's still here. What a twist.
Well, the fact that the ending, or the fact that Nobby's still here.
Both.
I thought that'd be your answer.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Fucking hell, Drill, where was he?
Drilling.
Flipping Gator, I swear to God. He always misses out on the bloody good bits.
Oh, well.
Well, shit. Well, we got tomorrow. So we're going to see what this is going to turn into.
Yeah.
It's going to be one heck of a trial. But anyways, I hope to see you all for tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Okay, guys.